Is the ready meal in your fridge actually helping you or quietly working against you? Some of Canada's most popular meal delivery brands tell a comforting story on their websites. The labels and real customer reviews tell another. Let's begin with one of the most recognizable meal delivery brands in Western Canada, Inspired Go. Bright packaging, bold claims, fresh, healthy, and convenient. Thousands of Canadians have tried these salads and sheet pan meals. Many still order them weekly, and on the surface, the appeal is obvious. They're marketed as balanced, they're positioned as better than takeaway, and they remove the effort of cooking entirely. But when you step past the branding and focus on what actually happened, a pattern appears that matters more than any marketing claim. In December 2025, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency issued a Class 1 recall for multiple Inspired Go products due to possible Listeria monocytogenes contamination. The recall affected the bento noodle bowl, Greek mezza salad, dill chickpea salad, super solstice salad, and pickle platter snack pack distributed across Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan. That matters because a Class 1 recall is the most serious classification. It means there is a high risk that consuming the food may lead to serious health problems or death. Nothing here requires panic, but it does require awareness. When a meal delivery company experiences a Class 1 recall, trust should not be automatic. It should be earned back through transparency and time. Employee reviews from late 2024 and early 2025 also raise questions about operational consistency. Multiple reviews mention management issues, training gaps, and one even described getting sick from food prepared on site. Inspired Go is a perfect example of how healthy branding can make people stop reading labels and stop questioning what is actually happening behind the kitchen doors. The company operates across multiple provinces from Vancouver to Winnipeg with a menu that changes weekly. Salads, sheet pan meals, overnight oats, energy bites. The aesthetic is clean. The messaging is aspirational. And for many busy Canadians, the promise of fresh, healthy food delivered to their door sounds like a solution to a real problem. But convenience built on inconsistent foundations is not actually convenient. It's stress delayed. Next up is a brand that trades heavily on fitness credibility, Live Fit Foods. This company positions itself around goals: weight loss, muscle gain, keto, vegan. For many Canadians trying to eat better, that branding carries weight. High protein sounds responsible, macro balance sounds scientific, clean eating sounds safe. But again, the customer experience and operational reality paint a more complicated picture. When you read through customer reviews at scale, you see recurring patterns: meals arriving at room temperature, food delivered days late, orders that never arrived at all, customers charged for products they never received, and in some cases, reports of finding hair in the food. One customer described packaging arriving cracked and broken. Another reported that Live Fit shipped orders via standard overnight courier in midsummer heat, leaving meals in conditions where food safety became questionable. The Better Business Bureau lists Live Fit Foods with a failure to respond to at least one complaint filed against the business. Here's the deeper issue. Fitness branding creates permission. People eat these meals more often because they feel like they're doing the right thing. But frequency matters more than any single nutrition panel. A fine meal once a week is one thing. A fine meal 5 times a week becomes your diet. And once your diet becomes processed by default, your taste shifts, your standards shift, your body stops recognizing what a real home-cooked meal even feels like. Live Fit Foods shows how fitness marketing can become a shortcut label that switches off consumer caution. The company has delivered millions of meals across Canada. They offer weight loss plans, muscle gain plans, vegan options, keto options, and gluten-free choices. The variety is impressive. The promise is clear: save time while eating toward your goals. But a promise is only as valuable as the delivery system behind it. When delivery fails, the customer pays the price twice, once with their money and once with their trust. The frustration visible in customer reviews isn't about one bad meal. It's about the gap between expectation and experience. Here's where things get more nuanced. Meals operates out of Markham, Ontario, and has built a loyal following in the Greater Toronto area. Their Trustpilot reviews are generally positive, with customers praising freshness, variety, and convenient delivery. So why is it on this list? Because even positive reviews reveal recurring patterns that matter. Customers repeatedly ask for low-sodium options that don't exist. Some meals have been described as bland, while others are inconsistent in flavor. The deeper concern is structural. Meals, like many meal prep services, relies heavily on seasoning systems to keep flavors consistent across batches. This is standard in the industry, but it also means sodium levels can climb without customers realizing it, especially when they eat these meals multiple times per week. Health Canada reports that 58% of Canadians consume more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. Among men, that number climbs to 74%. And for males aged 14 to 30, it's nearly universal. That's the upper limit before negative health effects increase. Ready meals are a significant contributor to that intake, and services that don't offer transparent low-sodium options make it harder for customers to track what they're actually consuming. Meals isn't a disaster. It's a lesson in why even popular services require scrutiny. Popularity is not the same as optimal. The company offers fresh meals delivered in reusable cooler bags with rewards for returns. The environmental commitment is genuine. The menu changes weekly with various dietary options, but sodium remains the hidden variable that affects every ready meal company. And when a company doesn't provide clear low-sodium alternatives, customers managing their cardiovascular health are left guessing. Health Canada has set voluntary sodium reduction targets for 2025, but interim assessments show only modest progress. The burden of sodium tracking falls on consumers, not companies. This one catches most shoppers off guard. Meal Fix Canada. It's a smaller operation serving Toronto and the Greater Toronto area. The company has been around for years, but its public review footprint is almost non-existent. The only Trustpilot review at the time of research describes vegetables that were consistently undercooked and potatoes that were consistently overcooked. The reviewer tried 10 meals before switching to a different company. That's not a pattern. That's a single data point. But the lack of public accountability is itself a red flag. When a meal prep company has almost no verified customer reviews, it becomes impossible to assess consistency, quality control, or how they handle problems when things go wrong. And things always go wrong, eventually. Meal Fix Canada operates on a subscription model with billing deadlines that require cancellation by Friday at noon for Sunday deliveries. The structure is designed for convenience, but it also means customers can be locked into charges before they've had time to evaluate the product. The absence of information is information. When you can't find what real customers are actually experiencing, proceed with caution. Meal Fix Canada offers 3 package sizes with 5, 7, or 10 meals. They deliver twice weekly on Sundays and Wednesdays. The company emphasizes fresh preparation. On paper, the model works. In practice, the lack of public verification means customers are trusting without evidence. In a market with many alternatives, it's worth asking why some companies accumulate thousands of reviews while others accumulate almost none. Transparency builds trust. Opacity builds questions. Moving on to something that changes the conversation around regional options. Just Bite Me Meals. Based in Alberta, this company has grown rapidly with delivery across the province and locations in Edmonton, Calgary, and St. Albert. The reviews are mostly positive. Restaurant Guru shows 138 reviews with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5. Instagram following has grown to over 46,000. So what's the concern? Customer reviews at scale reveal the same issues that affect most meal prep services. Some meals work, others don't. The consistency varies. And when you're eating pre-made food multiple times per week, that variance matters more than any single positive experience. The fitness positioning also creates the same psychological trap seen across the industry. When meals are marketed as healthy, people eat them more frequently and with less scrutiny. That frequency is where the real impact happens. Not in one meal, but in the cumulative effect of processed food becoming your default. Just Bite Me Meals is not a warning. It's a reminder that regional popularity doesn't exempt any company from the same structural concerns that affect the entire category. The company markets itself as saving customers 7 hours per week. That's a compelling value proposition. Trading money for time is a rational choice when the trade actually delivers. But the time savings only matter if the food supports your goals. And that requires ongoing attention to what you're actually eating, not just relief that dinner is solved. Alberta residents have embraced Just Bite Me meals in ways that show genuine demand for regional alternatives. Well, the question isn't whether the company serves a need. It's whether convenience has become a substitute for scrutiny. Pay close attention to this one. Fed, operating through fedfed.com, is based in Vancouver and positions itself as a nutrition-focused meal club, dietitian-designed, chef-prepared, daily delivery, no repeat meals. The premise sounds excellent, and for some customers it works, but meal delivery is a system. Food, plus packaging, plus delivery, plus instructions, plus timing. When any part of that system fails, the customer is the one standing in their kitchen dealing with it. Fed operates on a subscription model with daily deliveries. That level of frequency creates logistical challenges, and any disruption to that schedule, whether from weather, couriers, or operational issues, cascades directly into the customer's week. In Vancouver's competitive meal delivery market, Fed competes against services with longer track records and more public accountability. The nutrition focus is genuine, but nutrition is only one variable. Reliability, consistency, and problem resolution are the others. And those variables are harder to assess without a larger volume of customer feedback. Fed is worth watching. But for Canadians who need reliable daily meals, smaller operations carry inherent risks that larger, more established services have had time to address. The company claims to provide 100% of recommended daily nutrition through its meal plans. That's an ambitious promise requiring precise execution across every meal, every day. Dietitian involvement is a positive signal. It suggests the company takes nutrition seriously, but dietitian design and consistent execution are different things. For customers in Vancouver, Fed offers a premium option with genuine nutritional focus. For customers who need absolute reliability, the smaller operational footprint creates questions that larger competitors have already answered. And here's one that might surprise you. Manna Meals, also known as Manna Sacred Meals, is a plant-based meal delivery service operating out of Vancouver with delivery across the Lower Mainland and up to Whistler. The company launched in November 2020 and has positioned itself around sustainability, plant-forward eating, and near-zero-waste packaging. The founder transitioned from a meat-heavy diet to plant-based, and that personal story drives the brand. But plant-based doesn't automatically mean better, and small operations face challenges that scale reveals. Customer reviews are limited. The company delivers via sous vide pouches that require boiling water to reheat. That adds a step to the convenience equation that some customers don't expect. More importantly, plant-based meal prep services often rely heavily on sauces and seasonings to create satisfying flavors without meat. That's where sodium and additives tend to concentrate. Without transparent nutritional information for every meal, customers are making assumptions about what they're eating. Manna Meals serves a niche audience with specific values, but the same rules apply. Read the labels, track the sodium, and don't let sustainability messaging substitute for nutritional scrutiny. The company's commitment to zero-waste packaging and charitable partnerships reflects genuine values. The plant-based focus aligns with growing consumer demand for environmental responsibility, but values and execution are separate evaluations. A company can have excellent values and inconsistent products, and that question requires more data than is currently available publicly. Before we move to the better options, you need a tool, because once you know this, the whole meal delivery market looks different. Here's the simple ready meal lie detector. You don't need to be a nutritionist, you just need to know where the shortcuts hide. First, flip the pack. Ignore the front. The front is advertising. Now, look at the ingredient list length. Short list usually means closer to food. Long list usually means closer to manufacturing. Then look at the first 3 ingredients, not the claims, not the photos. The first three ingredients, because ingredients are listed by weight. If the first ingredients are water, starches, oils, sugar, or thickeners, you're not buying a chicken meal. You're buying a base mixture the chicken is added to. Then, the final trap, serving size. Many people look at the sodium per serve, feel safe, and never notice the serving size is smaller than what they actually eat. This is how "not that bad" turns into "why do I feel awful after this?" Health Canada reports that only modest progress has been made toward voluntary sodium reduction targets across processed food categories. Between October 2023 and July 2024, data from over 1,200 products showed that most categories have barely moved from 2017 baselines. The system is designed for the food industry, not for you. A 2024 umbrella review of 45 meta-analyses, including almost 10 million people, found that diets high in ultra-processed foods are linked to 32 health conditions: obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, various cancers, gastrointestinal disorders, anxiety, and depression. All cause mortality. Quick question before we get to the better options. I want to see if your experience matches the pattern. When you buy ready meals, what's the one thing that disappoints you most? The portion size, the taste, the price, or how you feel after eating it? Drop it in the comments. It helps other Canadians shop smarter too. And if you're getting value from this breakdown, hit subscribe. This channel exists to cut through the marketing and show you what's actually worth your money. Ready to see what works? Clean Plates Canada operates out of Southern Ontario, with delivery across the Greater Toronto Area. This company has done something rare in the industry. It's built a reputation based on verified customer experiences rather than marketing. Customer reviews consistently praise the freshness, flavor variety, and portion sizes. The company uses locally sourced ingredients, including halal poultry, grass-fed beef, and cage-free chicken. Packaging is compostable and recyclable. What matters more than the claims is the consistency of the feedback. Customers describe meals as genuinely fresh, genuinely filling, and genuinely well-balanced. One reviewer who tried multiple meal delivery companies described Clean Plates as far and away the best meal plan company in the business. The company offers 6 meal plans, including low-carb gourmet and fit low-carb options for customers with specific goals. A la carte ordering is available for those who don't want subscription commitments. Clean Plates Canada demonstrates what happens when a meal prep company focuses on food quality first and marketing second. The company delivers twice weekly on Sundays and Wednesdays, with deliveries arriving between 2 and 9 in the evening. Meals arrive in insulated, recyclable boxes with ice packs. What matters here is the consistency of the model. A company that ships on predictable schedules with transparent logistics creates fewer opportunities for failures. The customer knows when to expect delivery. The company knows when to execute. For Canadians in the Greater Toronto Area who want ready meals without the uncertainty, Clean Plates Canada offers a model worth considering. Now let's talk about a Vancouver option that has quietly built one of the strongest reputations in Western Canada. Two Guys with Knives has operated since 2012 and delivers across Metro Vancouver with a 4.8-star average across customer reviews. The company focuses on macro-balanced, high-protein meals that are never frozen. Meals are chef-prepared with attention to visual presentation and flavor consistency. Customer feedback highlights the meal variety, the portion sizes, and the quality of the proteins. The company has also earned praise for customer service responsiveness and sustainable packaging practices. The one consistent criticism? Some meals run higher in calories than customers expect, which can create challenges for those on strict calorie-controlled diets. But that's a transparency issue, not a quality issue. And it's easily addressed by checking nutritional information before ordering. Two Guys with Knives represents what regional meal delivery can achieve when operators focus on craft rather than scale. The smaller footprint allows for quality control that national chains struggle to maintain. The company was founded in 2012 and has spent over a decade refining its operations. That longevity matters in an industry where many competitors fade within a few years. For Vancouver residents looking for a prepared meal service with proven consistency, Two Guys with Knives offers a track record that justifies consideration. And finally, the one that might be the most valuable of all. We Cook operates primarily in Quebec and Ontario and has become the dominant prepared meal service in those markets for a reason. The numbers tell the story. Over 6,000 reviews on Trustpilot with a 5-star average. That's not marketing. That's verified customer feedback at scale. We Cook changes its menu weekly from a selection of over 500 meals. Customers can order anywhere from 6 to 30 meals per week, covering breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The meals arrive fresh, never frozen, in recyclable packaging. What separates We Cook from competitors is consistency. Customer after customer describes the same experience. Meals that taste homemade, portions that satisfy, flavors that don't get boring, and delivery that arrives on time. One customer who tried Chef's Plate, Yumba, and Factor before We Cook described it as the best of all these. Another described We Cook as a game changer after the birth of their baby. Parents, students, and busy professionals consistently describe the same experience. Meals that solve the dinner problem without sacrificing nutrition or taste. The price point runs between $10 and $14 per meal depending on the plan. That's competitive with other prepared meal services and significantly cheaper than daily takeout. We Cook demonstrates what happens when a company scales without sacrificing quality. It's the closest thing to a cheat code in the Canadian meal delivery market. The company operates a zero-waste facility in Quebec, preparing meals with locally sourced ingredients wherever possible. The subscription model allows customers to choose between weekly billing options with different meal counts. What separates We Cook from the problem companies on this list is verification at scale. When over 6,000 customers leave reviews and the average remains at 5 stars, that's operational excellence sustained over time. For Canadians in Quebec and Ontario who are ready to invest in a meal delivery service that actually delivers, We Cook is the benchmark against which other services should be measured. Notice what happened here? The best options aren't the ones screaming healthy. They're the ones that can survive basic scrutiny, labels that make sense, routines that work, customer experiences that don't collapse under scale. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency had already issued 139 food recalls by December 2024 in the 2024 to 2025 fiscal year. The Inspired Go recall in December 2025 was categorized as Class 1, the most serious classification. Food safety systems work because recalls happen when problems are detected. Awareness changes behavior. When you know that recalls happen, you check expiration dates. When you know that sodium adds up invisibly, you read nutrition labels. When you know that healthy branding doesn't guarantee healthy outcomes, you evaluate companies based on evidence. Ready meals aren't evil. Convenience isn't evil. Being tired isn't a character flaw. The problem is blind trust. This video wasn't telling you to never buy ready meals again. It was showing you where the shortcuts usually hide. Because the packaging stays familiar, the claims stay comforting, and the fine print does the real talking. If this video helped you, do 2 things. First, share it with someone who relies on ready meals, especially someone juggling work, kids, or caregiving. They deserve to know what to look for. Second, if you want more investigations like this, Canadian brands, supermarket fine print, and the stuff most people never notice, subscribe. This channel exists to break down the details that quietly cost you money and health. And one last question for the comments. Which ready meal brand did you trust until you didn't? Because the best investigations don't start in a lab. They start with Canadians comparing notes. I'll see you in the next one.